Hey everybody, this is Trish Jones and I want to welcome you to another episode of Speak to Trish. This is episode 23 and today it is Wednesday, and so therefore we are going to do Work It Wednesday. And I am going to get you motivated to carry on for the rest of the week, but guess what? I am not actually going to get you to be hyping it up and doing more work. Ouch. Why not, Trish? For some of you, it is actually time for you to slow it down a little bit. Now, I know you're probably thinking, Trish, you can't cheat there. This is supposed to be Work It Wednesday. I want you to come to me with some inspiration and to give me some vibrancy for the rest of the week. And I'm certainly going to be doing that. But, you know, sometimes we think that the productivity comes from a lot of activity. And that can actually be stifling to our creativity. It can also slow us down in terms of our mind. And I want to bring you a perspective here that you've probably never thought of before. And especially if you've never picked up that good book. And can you believe that we have a lot of them in this house? And I can't even find one on my desk. That good book called the Bible. Did you know that God created rest before work? Oh yeah, baby, yeah. In fact, let me just read you something here. It says that God saw the light, or rather, let me start again. God saw the light that it was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. God called the day light. Let me start that again. God saw the light, that it was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and there was morning one day. And in fact, one of the translations actually says that it was the first day. And so evening came before daytime, rest came before work. And don't come back to me and tell me that I'm actually twisting this, right? Because I'm not. I can bring you plenty of other references in the Bible where it talks about rest first before we actually work. And the rest that I'm talking about isn't that you get up in the morning and you have breakfast, and then before you get to work you decide that you're going to have another half an hour siesta before then having a cup of tea and then coming to work. The rest that I'm talking about is when you have that project and you're not quite sure what you're going to be doing. Often we think that if we work it harder, if we get into more activity, if we do more, if we plan more, if we think more, we are going to get the job done. And in fact, what some of us need to do is chillax. Right? That's why holidays are so good, you know. Holidays are fantastic for doing nothing, but we kind of live in an age now where we want to take our mobile phone with us, we want to take the laptop with us. Okay, in the old days, in terms of what mobile phone looked like for me anyway, that would have been perfect, but now it's the smartphone, so it's got the email on there and it's got the WhatsApp going and it's got Facebook and it's got Twitter. And then you bring your laptop with you and it's got the same things on there. And so work, 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 and you never get out of think mode and you actually stifle your creativity. When you actually come from a place of rest, you actually create more abundance. You actually get clarity on what it is that you want to do. And when you get clarity and then you put legs on your activity, guess what? Everything is going to go faster. You're going to see faster results, and you are going to get a more excellent outcome. And so rather than hyping it up today and working, I want you to slow down your mind. I want you to get into a place of, I was going to say meditation, but when I say meditation, I'm certainly not meaning om, you know, or that kind of thing. That looked quite funny, actually. I should do it again, but rather not. I mean in terms of quieting your mind and just being still. And I know that for most of us, that's really difficult. For me, I really dislike ironing, right? But let me tell you, when it's time to quiet my mind, even the ironing suddenly comes to the surface. Everything that you don't want to think about suddenly comes to mind, and you're thinking, you know, I need to be doing something, or what's for dinner, or whatever. But we've got to try and slow our minds down. And do you know what? This time isn't time for planning. I don't mean sitting down and planning in your head, thinking about what you're going to be doing with this project. Just sit still and be still and rest. Close your eyes. If you need to, sleep. Because sleep is actually very good sometimes for the body. And I don't care whether it's 10 o'clock in the day, even though I'd said earlier about not going back to bed. But I really do mean this, that this isn't siesta time. Sometimes it's in that rest that we suddenly get the ha-ha, right? Sometimes it's in that time of meditating that we suddenly get that, oh my gosh, I know what to do. You need to get clear. And if it means that you've got to take pen and paper, write down what is the ultimate outcome of what you are wanting to do. Because when you get your vision clear, when you know what the outcome is, when you actually start putting the activities together, as I said, you will get more speed and you will get more abundance. So I want you to be thinking all the time that your profitability comes from rest. You've got to know what you want to do first before you actually start working. So you can work tomorrow, right? I know this is Work It Wednesday and you're probably thinking, well, we didn't do much working today, but you can go and do the workout tomorrow. In fact, you can actually do the rest thing tomorrow. But try and slow down. And in fact, take a day off a week. That's why I was going to say Sundays, but I don't want to argue with people who, want to come and say, actually, Trish, the Sabbath is a Saturday. I really don't think God cares whether you decide that Tuesday is going to be a Sabbath day. You need to take a day off per week to rest. And I'm talking to me now as well. Move away from the phone, move away from the office, just move away from it all and do something completely different, because you would be surprised that just moving away from your desk, moving away from the computer, moving away from all of the things that clutters up your mind, not quite 24/7, but I'm sure most of you actually go to bed and the last thing you're thinking about is that thing that you need to get done tomorrow morning. But when you move away from that, that's when your mind can start decluttering, and the thing that wants to move forward to the forefront suddenly comes alive. Your vision suddenly comes to life when you actually give your mind a chance to slow down and unclutter your mind. Right? So that is it for today. I hope you'll take heed. Trish is going to take heed. In fact, actually come back to me and tell me what day you are going to rest on. What's going to be your rest day? For me, this week is Friday, right? Friday and Saturday, I won't be doing any work. And I was kind of umming and ahhing. I'm going off to London, not particularly for a good thing. I'm actually off to a funeral. But I was almost copping out of going today. And my sister phoned me up and she gave me what for over the telephone to say, why are you changing your mind? You need to get away. And I thought, yeah, okay, I'm not going on a holiday, but I'm not having to drive. And so it will just take me away from the office and I will be in the company of my family. And I will tell you this, funeral or no funeral, when I am with my family, we always find something to laugh about, even in the midst of trauma. And sorry if people find that really sick, but it's not embarrassment or anything, it's just how we are. And so I am taking Friday off this week and I won't be back until later on Saturday, so I won't get any work done on Saturday either. And yeah, come back and tell me. Come onto the vlog, come and tell me when your rest day is. And I don't mean to just loaf. I'm not going to labor this point anyway. I'm not going to labor this point anymore. I think you know what I mean when I'm talking about resting. Just move away from it all. Go and play golf. Go and do something creative if you must, but just move out of work mode and give your mind a chance to rest and think about that thing that is absolutely important to you, or rather should I say, not think about that thing, allow it to rise to the surface. Okay, so that's it for another episode of Speak to Trish, and I will see you on the next episode. Ciao for now.